What's up, y'all? Welcome to my first makeup tutorial, Springtime Pink. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it. So off camera, I did wash my face. I have really dry skin, so I try to make sure that my face is hydrated and moisturized. So as you saw, I applied a facial spray, and then I went in with my Garnier Skin Active moisturizer just to make sure it seals it in. And next, I am priming my face. I'm using a Master Prime Primer 50 by Maybelline. I normally use e.l.f. primer, but I ran out, so I'm using this. I enjoy it, but I'm not likely to buy it again. I really like e.l.f. better. But I'm just making sure I get the edges, the sides, my ears, and my neck, because that's everywhere that I go in with my makeup. So I do want to make sure that it stays and it's, it looks nice. So now I'm going in with my concealer. I have liquid concealer. I use Maybelline Fit Me 30 Cafe shade, and I focus primarily on my lids, and I end up blending it towards upwards. That way it can stick to my makeup, because I do like to take my makeup and go a little higher than what the lower lid is. So I just make sure to blend it all the way, get the creases and everything. I don't set my concealer on my eyes. I don't know why. I don't know if I should, and I don't know if I want to. I just don't as of right now. So yeah, that's that. My face looks extra shiny, yo. And then here go this fight with this mirror. If you see this glare within the whole video, I'm sorry. I couldn't get this mirror to sit right and work with me where I could see it and it not interfere with the mirror. So, I'll fix it next video. Probably not. It will probably be the same. But anyway, yeah, let's get back to being these eyes. Alright, here I am. I'm using my fluffy brush. I don't use the actual names of the brushes. I call them what I want, and at the end of the day, they work, okay? So I use my fluffy brush, and I go in with the shade Dippy from my BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival. I really love BH Cosmetics. Pretty much all of my palettes are BH Cosmetics. They just have nice pigments. I'm really into pigmented shades. I am expanding my variety though. As of right now, I'm sticking with BH Cosmetics because sister was bowling on a budget and they always got a sale. So yeah, but I focus on the lids, and then I go upward with the shade, just making sure that I cover all my bases. I normally put tape on the corners of my eyes, but I didn't have any and I didn't feel like looking for any. So yeah, you get the gist of that part. And I just make sure that it's fully covered, and I go all the way up as much as I want, making sure that it's really pigmented, really sticking to the lid. Even though I'm going to apply a shade on top, I really want the base to be something where it's not falling apart and I have to go in and correct it later. Alright, so then I'm going to make sure that whatever I do to that eye goes to that eye. And boom, look at that. So now I was searching for my cut crease brush. I could not find it to save my life. So I just had to use a regular concealer brush. Basically, my cut crease brush, I created from the YouTuber Kiki Adams. She really hooked the sister up. I watch her videos like every other day. Anyway, yeah, it's basically so I can put the concealer on and it doesn't go too far up my lid, or it doesn't look ugly and things like that. So I just take some concealer, put it on the end of the brush. I use the same concealer I use for my eyes, the Maybelline Fit Me 30, and I just put a little in the corner, dab, 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 smear, 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 spread, 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 and make sure that I call it like a half moon. Sometimes I go for the whole lid. This case, I only went half the lid, and then I'm just gonna drag it out because, why not? Why do the whole lid? I was planning on adding a color in the corner, but it didn't look nice. I didn't like it. I didn't really feel like doing it. Listen, this was late at night. I was half asleep doing this, but I promised myself that I would do this video because I had just got my license on this day. Check me out on the streets. Woo woo. So this was a celebratory makeup video. So some things I normally do, some things I don't do, and I was just being lazy. But you get the gist. It still looks nice so far. Okay, don't judge me. If you got any problems, holla at me. So yeah, I'm just focusing on the concealer, making sure that it is not too far up. It makes like a little half moon, and then I'm gonna just dab. And I don't also set this. I don't set my concealer with powder or setting spray. I just let it rock, and I just make it where it like fades out towards the end, because that's how I want the makeup to sit on top. So if the concealer looks like that, then the makeup looks like that, and then I won't have any problems. I'm just perfecting it right now because one side looked a little bit more wet than the other side, so that was a problem. Alright, so now I am gonna go in with the same palette, the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Solstice with my flat brush, and I'm just gonna apply that where I put the concealer. I try to go in a little harder on the palette, and just to pick up more product, that way it sticks more to the concealer. Being as though I don't set it, I like it to stay a little wet, that way it does stick to the eyeshadow. So I just drag that along, and because I didn't put concealer all the way to the corners, I just drag it a little bit, that way it has like a little fade effect. You know, I try to be, I don't know what I'm trying to be, but yeah, I just focus primarily on the corners because that's where I want the shimmer to be, and then I just drag it out, that way it just folds in with the base color of the darker pink. It looks nice. It doesn't look as dark in the picture. I don't know why, you know, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I focus primarily on the corners. And then I go in with the fluffy brush, and I just blend out the top of the cut crease and the back color, just to make sure that there's no harsh lines, because I don't want that. I don't want you to be able to see it and things like that. And yeah, so now I was gonna add a color in the corner, but I did not like the color, so I just kind of cut that part out. But here I am. This part, literally, you cannot breathe, you cannot talk, you cannot even sniffle. This is the eyeliner part, and I have so much trouble with eyeliner. Like, I feel that eyeliner does not want to be my friend, but I really tried my best, because I really think that eyeliner make or breaks my makeup looks. And sometimes it's like I want to do it, but if I do it and I don't have time to fix it, I will be so mad if I mess up. So in this part, I was not breathing. I was breathing, but like I wasn't breathing at a normal rate. It was definitely on manual, and I start really small. I don't do a wing because I haven't perfected that either. Things that I don't perfect, I don't do, because I don't want to mess it up. And as you can see, this eyeliner, it was clearly messing up. Look at that. I don't know if it's the glare from the light or the fact that there's a gap in the middle, but don't judge me. It is what it is. I was over it by this point. I was just like, I'm gonna get through this. And you know, I wish I was both-handed, because being left-handed and doing eyeliner is really a process. Shout out to all my lefties out there. You know, we make it work out here. So I'm just applying eyeliner again to the other side. I told you I don't do wings, so it just sits on top. And normally I do have eyelashes that will, you know, if I have eyelashes, I'll make the eyeliner a little thicker. But in this case, I threw out all my eyelashes before I left college, and I really didn't feel like buying any new ones. Sensing a pattern in this video, I don't feel like it, I don't do it. That's the point. Anyway, I went in with also beauty supply store, okay? This is my waterliner eyeliner, and it's in jet black. I really like it. If I go without it, I feel like something looks weird on my eyes. But yeah, I have been known to cry with this. I've poked myself in the eye with this. Yo, it never fails. But yeah, I really like that. And here I am going in with my mascara by Great Lash, Maybelline, baby. Ooh, Maybelline. And I'm just going in. I learned this technique in high school. You go side to side, makes it look better. I really wish I had falsies for this makeup tutorial because it would have made an extra pop to the video. But can't complain what you don't have, so just keep it pushing. And I don't apply mascara to my bottom lash because I put eyeliner on the bottom. I feel like it's too much and I just don't like it. So I just make sure I try to get in the corners, excuse my ugly face, and try to make sure that I get every aspect of them eyes. That way they pop. Now I'm just taking my full face brush. I call it a full face brush. Probably not. Who cares? And I'm just dusting off the extra pink makeup. It smeared on my face, so that was that. I really was over here scrubbing my face trying to get this bad boy off, but I just didn't want any extra product to fall down when I put the rest of my makeup on. That way it didn't look, crusty. Alright, now I am going to apply again that same shade of concealer to my under eye. I put my concealer first, then my foundation. You can do it the other way. This is just my personal preference. I really like it this way. I tried the other way and it just didn't work for me. So I'm just applying it to, the special areas. Forehead, under eyes, nose, my little chinny chin. Yeah, so the phones kept dying and running out of storage, so it's gonna be difficult to explain what happened in this part. And I kind of left the concealer on for too long, so it dried up, and at this point again I was just over it, but it worked out, I guess, in the end. And I'm just dragging it as far as I want with the concealer blender. I try not to go too far up my side of my face. I just don't like it, so I start wiping it. And then same thing on the other side, just making sure that I tried to create the little crease lines since I didn't have tape, but it is what it is. Yo, I look ashy. When I say ashy, ashy. Okay, no curses, ashy. It's because I left the concealer on for so long and without blending it. So I'm kind of disappointed in myself on that point. But it is what it is. You can't be mad at things that already happened in the past. So here I am just making sure that it's blended the way I want it. However much I needed it to be. Next, I'm going in with, again, Maybelline Fit Me. This one is my Dewy and Smooth Normal to Dry Foundation 360 Mocha. When I came back from my trip in March, I had a nice tan, so it evened out my skin color. And I used to use 2 foundations. Now I only use 1. But I'm thinking my color is reverting back. So I'm probably going to need to go back in with another 2 foundation colors. But this one works for now. I really like this foundation. Whenever I go to the store, I can never remember the name of it. But I only use a dab. I only use a little bit of foundation. I like full coverage, full coverage. I do not like medium coverage. That low coverage is not for me. I like everything to be covered, but I don't have to use so much. So I just put a little drop. You saw the little drop. I put it on my hand, and then I use my foundation blender, and I just smear it on the blender, and I dab on the cheek, nose, and forehead, and then I basically blend it out, making sure to get my edges. I drag it out to my ears, and I definitely go down to my neck just to make sure that you can't see the division between my face and my neck. Because what's the point of having makeup on with full coverage and you trying to look sleek, make it look natural, and it don't blend? Hello, come on, please explain. Anyway, so yeah, look at that. Drag, yes, beat to the gods. A little bit beat to the gods. All right, beat to the semi-gods. So I'm just making sure that I'm covering every part of the concealer just to make sure that there's nothing that you can see, and then there's full coverage. Make sure my foundation is everywhere, because otherwise, again, I don't like having patches and things like that. So contouring, I don't know what I'm doing, and that's fine. So this is my version of contouring. I have a NYX Wonder Stick. It's dual. It has highlighter on one side and a contour stick on the other side. I really like it. I just basically focus on my nose, the sides of my nose. I love my nose, don't come at me, but I do like having it a little shaped. So I just do like the sides of my nose and the tip, and then I do my forehead. Why I do my forehead and just my forehead alone, who knows? And my forehead's not huge, so it's not like I need to, but I don't know. And I just drag it into the edges just so it looks more natural. And then now I'm taking the other side of the stick. It's a cream highlighter. I really like it, especially for the warmer months. And I just drag it around my nose. I put it where I know I'm going to put my powder highlighter. And I just put it basically where I'm going to put that. You know, my little X marks the spot. And I definitely can't forget my Cupid's bow. I love doing that part because it just makes it stand out. Because why not, you know? Why not be unique? Now I'm going in with my Airspun loose face powder. I also got this from the drugstore. This I've had for like 2 years, and it's really, really useful. You don't have to put too much. I'm not a baker in the makeup sense. I'm a baker in other senses, but I'm not a baker in this case. So I only put like a little bit. This case it was so much on that left eye, but again, let it rock. And I just put a little under my eyes, forehead, wherever I normally put concealer, and then I let sit for like 30 seconds. I don't do the whole like minute and things like that. That's just too much for me because I don't want to look ashy and ghosty and have that white face, because then I'm going to take a makeup wipe and wipe it all off and we ain't going nowhere. We're going to lay right back in the bed. So yeah, so take about 30 seconds, let it rock. And then I go in either with my foundation blender or my concealer blender, and I just press it into my skin. I learned this from another YouTuber. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, so I just blend out everything, the highlighter, the cream highlighter that I use on my nose, the sides, everywhere, just making sure that everything's pressed in and blended. I think I use the foundation blender more so than a concealer one, because if it does make me look too ashy or too white, I still have foundation on that blender. That way it'll just like make it look a little better and I don't look too bad and ghosty. So I don't know, it just works for me, and I just press it in, making sure that it is blended and I don't have any spots, and you know, it looks complete. Alright, so now I am going in with my highlighter. It's also from BH Cosmetics. It doesn't have a name for it on this case. And I use 2 different ones, whichever ones I want. And I am a lover of highlighter. I had a whole palette, it broke, of highlighters, but I still use it. Anyway, and I love highlighters. Some people say, oh, too much highlighter is, you know, not for you. Nah, you do you, boo. And you use however much you want. I love highlighter on my nose. It just makes it look nice, especially the tip of my nose and then the bridge. And then I do like to make my forehead a little glisten, so I apply a little bit and then rub it in. And definitely go back into the Cupid's bow, just to make sure, you know, it stands out. That's the whole point. I want my Cupid's bow to stand out when I do either put lip gloss or lipstick on. That way, you know, I look a little cute, look a little shimmery. They be like, oh, what's that? Yeah, it's the Cupid's bow. I got one. So I just go in and, yo, sometimes I do lick this baby off and I be like, oh, stupid. But it is what it is. So now technically, that's it. You know, I'm just checking to make sure that everything's blended. That's everything that I do for this makeup tutorial. I went in with my NYX spray, sprayed that baby, and you know the fan, just spraying everything, make sure it's all dry. And that's basically it. So I hope y'all like the finished product, and there will be more. Y'all stay breezy, my kings and queens.